Not every important idea needs an entire book. Some ideas require a comprehensive monograph. Some require a full theoretical architecture. Others can be stated more precisely through a focused journal article or essay. The Philosophical Intelligence Institute publishes all three. Each serves a different purpose. A PII journal article is a focused philosophical investigation. It develops a specific concept, argument, framework, or governance problem in a form that is shorter and more concentrated than a book. A journal article may introduce a new idea. It may clarify one part of a larger model. It may apply a PII framework to a contemporary problem, or it may develop a question that later becomes part of a larger publication. PII uses several publication forms. An essay often explores an emerging idea. A journal article presents a focused and structured argument. A monograph develops a complete model or framework. A book may integrate several models into a wider architecture. These forms are related, but they are not interchangeable. The length of a publication should be determined by the work the idea needs to perform. PII journal articles are often connected to monographs and books. Sometimes an article introduces an idea before the full framework has been developed. Sometimes it isolates one important argument from a larger publication. Sometimes it applies a model developed elsewhere. And sometimes a journal article extends a book by examining a question that the larger work could not explore in detail. The relationship is not simply one of summary, it is architectural. Consider a framework such as containment governance. A journal article can introduce containment as a distinct governance mode. A specialized article can apply it to fiscal contraction. An essay can position it within a sequence of governance states. A book can develop the complete architecture, including diagnostic models, indicators, case material, and long-term implications. Each publication offers a different level of entry. Journal articles allow PII to focus attention. A large publication may contain several arguments, tools, and conceptual layers. An article can isolate one of them and ask, what exactly is the claim? What problem does it solve? How does it differ from existing approaches? Where can it be applied? What are its limits? This concentration makes an idea easier to understand, discuss, test, and use. PII journal articles are designed to have practical value. A governance professional may use an article to clarify a policy problem. A consultant may use it to improve problem classification. A researcher may use it to examine a new conceptual model. A student may use it to understand a difficult idea without first reading an entire book. A general reader may use it to explore whether a larger PII publication is relevant to their interests. The article becomes a practical bridge between theory and use. A journal article is also more affordable than a monograph or book. That matters. A reader may be interested in one specific question, but may not yet need the complete architecture. The shorter publication provides access to a serious idea at a lower price. It requires less time to read. It is easier to revisit. And it allows readers to encounter PII's reasoning before deciding whether to purchase a larger work. Lower cost does not mean lower seriousness. It means narrower scope. When purchasing a PII journal article, the reader is not simply purchasing a number of pages. The reader is purchasing a concentrated unit of research, a defined problem, a structured argument, a conceptual distinction, a diagnostic framework, a way of interpreting something that may otherwise remain unclear. The value lies in the intellectual work performed by the publication. PII journal articles are intended to be accessible without being intellectually careless. They should distinguish evidence from interpretation. They should identify the scope of their claims. They should acknowledge uncertainty. They should include references where the argument relies upon established literature, and they should make clear where a framework is a PII contribution developed by Stefan Rocker and the Philosophical Intelligence Institute. Accessibility should not require the abandonment of rigor. Integrity also requires clarity about publication status. A PII journal article is an institute publication. It may use academic structure, formal references, and scholarly reasoning, but it should not be described as externally peer-reviewed unless it has actually undergone that process. PII does not need to imitate another institution's authority. Its responsibility is to state clearly what the publication is, who produced it, what it argues, and how its claims are supported.
Journal articles also play an important role in research development. They allow PII to formalize an idea before it becomes a larger publication. They make a concept available for examination. They reveal where definitions require refinement. They show whether a model can travel across different cases, and they create a documented stage in the development of the wider discipline. An article is therefore both a publication and a research instrument. PII, journal articles, form a connected research network. An article on legitimacy may connect to governance theory. An article on containment may connect to institutional strain and fiscal contraction. An article on the philosophical interpretive engine may connect applied philosophy to analytic and continental traditions. An article on the model of mysticism may connect contemplative transformation to management and leadership. The articles are separate publications, but they belong to a cumulative architecture. Readers may prefer a journal article because they want one argument rather than an entire system. They may need a publication that can be read in a single sitting. They may be exploring a new subject. They may be looking for a practical framework relevant to a current problem, or they may want a more affordable introduction to PII. For these readers, the journal article is not an incomplete book. It is the correct publication form for the question they're asking. A journal article may also lead the reader further. Once the central concept is understood, the reader may want the complete framework, additional models, extended case studies, worksheets, implementation guidance, or the relationship between the concept and the wider architecture of philosophical intelligence. That is where the monograph or book becomes valuable. The article opens the door. The larger publication reveals the complete structure. PII does not measure the value of a publication by its length. A long publication is not automatically deeper. A short publication is not automatically superficial. The appropriate question is, has the publication done the intellectual work its subject requires? Has it defined the issue? Has it clarified the argument? Has it respected evidence and uncertainty? Has it produced something the reader can use? Integrity comes before volume. PII publications form an ecology. Essays explore. Journal articles concentrate. Monographs formalize. Practice guides operationalize. Books integrate. No single form carries the entire discipline. Together, they allow readers to enter at the level appropriate to their needs, time, and resources. PII journal articles make focused philosophical work available in a practical and affordable form. They introduce ideas, clarify frameworks, extend larger publication, support research, and give readers access to a specific argument without requiring them to purchase an entire book. They are shorter by design, but they remain part of something larger. A cumulative architecture of meaning, governance, interpretation, and action. PII, the Philosophical Intelligence Institute, a discipline, not a trend, a framework, not an opinion.